hanging down from a tree, eyes glowing in the night, looking mean and staring at me. I'll give you all the room that you need. Possum in a tree. Never mind the one-way road. You'll go anywhere you want to go. You'll never see me standing in your way. And if see me standing in your way. And if you start walking, I will make you stay. You look so creepy cool to me. Possum in a tree. a possum in a tree.
Anyone that would have a need, needs a restroom, just go out the door and go up the sidewalk, wood sidewalk, and at the end of the house, there's 2 double red doors. Go right in through there, and off just to the right is where the restroom's at. So that hopefully is convenient for anyone who would have a need. With that said, then I just wanted to take a quick second to mention Rick Thum, which is a good friend, is from St. Louis, Missouri, here today for the concert. He is well acknowledged as a very fine musician, music writer, entertainer. So without any further ado, I'll just get out of the way and let him get up here. So Mr. Rick Thum.
Thank you all. A couple fiddle tunes there. The first one is one that I actually wrote. I wrote it. It's called Spider in the Bedpost. I wrote it in a dream, which was really kind of weird because I woke up and I'm in the shower. That's where I think in the morning. You know, I don't do coffee. I go in for the hot shower, and I'm in the hot shower and I'm singing the song, and all of a sudden I realized I don't know this song I'm singing. So I yelled over the shower door to my wife. I said, "Have you ever heard that?" And when she yelled no, the whole dream flashed back to me. I dreamt writing it, learning it, and practicing it. So I got pretty excited, and I toweled off and put some clothes on and ran into my studio and picked up the hammers, and sure enough, it was there. Now, when you write a song in your dream, you don't run out to the world and say, "I wrote a song," because surely you stole it from somebody. So for 2 years, I went around at jam sessions and said, has anybody heard this song? And nobody ever claimed it. So after about 2 years, I was walking in the bedroom one night and my wife says, ooh, there's a spider on the bedspread, kill it. And I went, spider on the bedspread, great name for the song. And then I go, bedspread, bedpost. My wife, of course, is going, kill the spider, just kill the spider, you know. So it's called Spider on the Bedpost now. And then I headed right into one of the great old-timey fiddle tunes called Sarah Armstrong after that. So the instrument I'm playing is a hammer dulcimer. It's a big box with a gazillion strings. I'm tapping them with 2 little mallets. It's the only instrument I play that I don't have the sense of touch. So yes, I'll be watching to make sure I hit the right notes so that you get the good music. Michelle Schacht, we all consider as a rock and roller, but a few years ago, Michelle Schacht put out an album called Arkansas Traveler, where she took some of the great traditional tunes that we all know and love, and she twisted some of them just a little, or she wrote words to them. She took Blackberry Blossom and wrote some words. I'll now do my version of her version of Blackberry Blossom. You tell me what happens to the blossom, the blackberry blossom, when the summertime came. The blackberry blossom, oh, the last time I saw one was down in the bramble where I rambled in spring. The bramble was wild, torn by its briar. My love, she wooed me as she lay there with the flower in her hair. Cheeks all aflush, it was the blackberry blossom from the blackberry bush. When I picked a berry, I didn't miss the blossom. Blackberry blossom was as white as the snow. The berry that it brings is sweeter than molasses, and black as the wings of an Arkansas crow. The Arkansas crow, devil and a demon, known for his cactus and his screaming, driving away the swallow and the thrush from the blackberry blossom and the blackberry bush. When the crow flew above me, carrying my lover so far away. Each spring I lay a blackberry blossom on a cold gravestone in the Arkansas clay. The Arkansas clay, rocky and hard, with leaves covering over the old graveyard, and the day settles down. An evening hush over the blackberry blossom and the blackberry bush. Thank you. Yes, it's a banjo. Don't run. So this is just a kind of a song about being on the road and life on the road and living for music. It's called Carolina Star. It's sort of a love song about being away from the Carolina mountains is what it actually sounds like, even though it's put into the person of Carolina. It goes like this. Back in those hills, those low rolling hills, where North Carolina comes close to the stars, there's living a lady, she's shining so high, call her the Carolina Star. She works in the factory from Monday till Friday, raising 3 daughters alone. Daddy's away, he's chasing a dream, praying for the day that he comes home. Oh, Carolina, even stars get lonesome now and then. Oh, Carolina, don't you worry, he'll be coming home again. Oh yeah, and I forgot to tell you, that's your line right there. Oh, Carolina, so please join me. Let's try it again. By the way, there's only 2 words, so I expect 3-part harmony, right? If you go, ho, 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 oh, certainly. Got it? Here we go again. Ready? Oh, Carolina, even stars get lonesome now and then. Oh, Carolina, don't you worry, he'll be coming home again. He's singing his songs in Nashville, picking for tips at the bar. He's broken all alone, he ain't ready to come home. He's gonna be a country music star. Oh, Carolina, even stars get lonesome now and then. Oh, Carolina, don't you worry, he'll be coming home again. Sometimes she wakes up thinking of him, remembers him beside her in the night. While out across those hills that old moon is settling in, the Carolina stars are shining bright. Oh, Carolina, even stars get lonesome now and then. Oh, Carolina, don't you worry, he'll be coming home again. One more time. Oh, Carolina, even stars get lonesome now and then. Oh, Carolina, don't you worry, he'll be coming home again. Yes, he loves you and he's coming home again. So nice singing out there. This next song's got a title that if you look at the spelling of it, you go, well, that's not the way that's spelled. It's called Jerusalem Ridge. And it's Jerusalem Ridge because Jerusalem Ridge was Bill Monroe's homestead when he was a young boy. And a family fell on hard times and had to sell the place. Well, Bill became rich and famous, and he decided he was going to buy it back. The trouble was, the guy didn't want to sell it to him. So Kenny Baker, his fiddle player in his band, Kenny Baker wrote him a tune and called it Jerusalem Ridge and gave it to Bill so that he'd have his homestead back. This is my version of Jerusalem Ridge. Thank you all. So playing a hammer dulcimer is one of those instruments that fits into kind of all environments. It's been in every country and every culture in one form or another with many different names. China has the yangqing, and in another part of China it's called a wang, and in the Croatian countries it's called either a cymbalum or just all kinds of different names and different ways they're tuned and set up. One thing that's nice about it is it fits into any kind of an environment. And one of the jobs I get a lot is, I call them muzak jobs. It's where you get to play in the background and set the ambiance for some sort of a gathering. So this family found out I played it and they liked what I was doing, so they hired me to do their family reunion that came between Christmas and New Year's. One of the rules of muzak jobs is you don't sing, because that draws attention to you. You're just sort of seen but not seen and heard. So I played the first year, they liked me, so they hired me back. Year after year after year. And after about 4 years of doing them, I got brave and I decided I was going to sing a song. And the song I chose was just one of my favorites, and it's one called Paradise, John Prine wrote. And it's a song about how the coal companies moved into the Appalachian Mountains and offered very little sums of money for the mineral rights under their houses. And people couldn't read or they didn't know, and the money seemed great to them because they didn't have money, and they signed those contracts. And the whole town of Paradise disappeared off the face of the earth. And when I was all done singing that song, the entire house was silent. And all eyes were on me. And Grandma was in tears because Grandma had grown up in paradise. I was a child, family would travel to western Kentucky where my parents were born. There's a backwoods old town that's so often remembered, so many times that my memories are worn. Daddy, won't you take me back to Muhlenberg County by the Green River where paradise Paradise Lake. I'm sorry, my son, but it's too late in asking. Mr. Peabody's coal train hauled it away. Sometimes we'd travel right down the Green River to an abandoned old prison by Adair Hill, where the air smelled like snakes. We'd shoot with our pistols. Empty pop bottles was all that we'd kill. Daddy, won't you take me back to Muhlenberg County by the Green River where paradise lay? My son, but it's too late in asking. Mr. Peabody's coal train hauled it away. Then the coal company came with the world's largest shovel. They tortured the timber, they stripped all the land. Well, they dug for their coal till the land was forsaken. Wrote it all down as the progress of man. Daddy, won't you take me back to Muhlenberg County by the Green River where paradise lay? I'm sorry, my son, but it's too late in asking. Mr. Peabody's coal train hauled it away. When I die, let my ashes flow down the Green River. Let my soul roll on up to that Rochester Dam. I'll be halfway to heaven with paradise waiting, 5 miles away from wherever I am. Daddy, won't you take me back to Muhlenberg County by the Green River where paradise lay? I'm sorry, my son, but it's too late in asking. Mr. Peabody's coal train hauled it away. Daddy, won't you take me back to Muhlenberg County by the Green River where paradise lay? I'm sorry, my son, but it's too late in asking. Mr. Peabody's coal train hauled it away. Thank you. So I put a couple tunes together with that Paradise that came from that area of the world. The first one called North Carolina Breakdown. It was just one of my favorite old ones. It's got that great syncopated thing on the B part. And then the second one was one that I was so proud when I learned this. It was one of those real obscure old time tunes that nobody was playing. And the year I learned it, the movie Cold Mountain came out. And sure enough, there's the main star on one of the scenes. He's under the window of his daughter's kitchen singing Ruby with Stars in Her Eyes to the tune of Shove the Pig's Foot a Little Farther in the Fire. And I went, oh yeah, it's obscure. Now the whole world knows that it's on the big silver screen. So that last one was called Shove the Pig's Foot a Little Farther in the Fire, which is not a song about barbecue. What's a pig's foot? In the 1700s, the pig's foot is what the blacksmith called the iron that you stirred up the fire with to poke the fire. So shove the pig's foot a little farther in the fire means get some air in that fire and build it up, make it get hotter, which is kind of a hot old time fiddle tune, fits the tune. So I'm going to change things up just a little bit here. It seems that several years back, there was this pretty famous singer in Hawaii. And I went to Hawaii once, and everywhere you went, there was a rack full of his CDs. I mean, you'd go to the drugstore, you'd stop in the 7-Eleven, you'd go to the surf shop, you'd go to the mall. They were everywhere in Hawaii. The guy was known as Iz. And Iz was in the recording studio, or how the story goes that I heard, one day, and the recording session just wasn't quite going right. So Iz told the sound tech to just turn off that recorder and let's jam a while. He was jamming with the guys, and the recording engineer was smart enough to keep that tape thing running, because out of it came Iz's #1 hit. It's his version of Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And the words are all wrong. They're crazy because it was a jam session. So this is Iz's version of Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Thank you. Look out, I'm armed again. So when I was an infant, I didn't have a stuffed toy. I didn't have a favorite pillow. Sounds like a pretty sad story, isn't it? I didn't have a favorite blanket. No, I was not an abused child. I hear somebody in the audience go, oh, like that's just tragedy. Yes, I had none of those. Instead, when I learned to crawl, I took over the Fisher-Price record player and a stack of records, and they became mine. And my parents tell the story that at night, one time we went to visit some friends, and on the way home, I had left the records there. They had to drive all the way back to their house to get them because I wasn't about to go to bed without my security records. It's a new twist, isn't it? They're about the size of a 45. Now, you all understand that. When I'm with young crowds, I have to tell them what a 45 is. But they had the little bitty hole in them instead of the big hole, and they ran at that ridiculously fast speed of 33 1/3 RPM. And I had such wonderful hits as Golden Slippers and Shoe Fly, Don't Bother Me, and Camptown Races, Play This Song, Doo-dah, doo-dah, all the favorites. And little did I know that at 3 years old, I was in career training. So this song was one of my all-time favorites, still is. And it's a law of nature. It's not my law. It's a rule of the universe that if you've ever heard this song, and even if you haven't heard it by about the second or third verse, your lips will start to move. And I've had even these seasoned, crusty old men in the front row who sit there and go, and sure enough, by the second or third verse, I'll see their mouth start moving, and they always look around like, nobody saw that, did they? And they wonder how their mouth started moving. So here we go. Let's see if you will fall into that trap. You get a line, I'll get a pole, honey. You get a line, I'll get a pole, babe. You get a line, I'll get a pole. We'll go fishing in the crawdad hole, honey, baby mine. You know, one of the other side things is everybody smiles when they're singing it too. Even the guys who go, no, I'm not going to sing it, they smile when they do it. Get up, old man, you slept too late, honey. Your line. Get up, old man, you slept too late. Good. Get up, old man, you slept too late. Crawdads crawling past your gate, honey, baby mine. You get a line, I'll get a pole. You get a line, I'll get a pole, babe. You get a line, I'll get a pole. We'll go fishing in the crawdad hole, honey, baby mine. Well, yonder comes a man with a pack on his back, honey. Yonder comes a man with a pack on his back, babe. Yonder comes a man with a pack on his back. Crawdads crawling all over that sack, honey, baby mine. You get a line, I'll get a pole, honey. You get a line, I'll get a pole. You get a line, I'll get a pole. We'll go fishing in the crawdad hole, honey, baby mine. Now, being a young boy, the third verse was always my favorite. I think you'll see why as we sing it. What you gonna do when the creek runs dry, honey? What you gonna do when the creek runs dry, babe? What you gonna do when the creek runs dry? Gonna sit on the bank, watch the crawdads die, honey, baby mine. Sing along. You get a line, I'll get a pole, honey. You get a line, I'll get a pole, babe. You get a line, I'll get a pole. We'll go fishing in the crawdad hole, honey, baby mine. line, I'll get a pole. Oh, you're awake. You get a line, I'll get a pole. You get a line, I'll get a pole. We'll go fishing in the crawdad hole. Honey, baby mine. Y'all did that really good. You were right there when I came back. No fooling you guys, is there? So how about when we all know and love? Some bright morning when this life is over, I'll fly away to a home on God's celestial shore. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away when the shadows of this life have grown. Like a bird that prison bars has flown, I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away. Just a few more weary days and then I'll fly away to a land where joys will never end. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away. Thank you all. So I forgot to mention on Crawdad's song the two fiddle tunes that I joined in there. Anybody have any clue what those were? The first one was one called Rock the Cradle Joe, and the second one was one called Waiting for Nancy. So now you know as much as I do, right? And that was I'll Fly Away, of course. And a few years back, actually it was pretty far back, it was about 1992, I guess it was. It was a beautiful fall day. And I was in a historic river town on the Mississippi River called Kimmswick, Missouri. And I had logged in about 40 hours of performance. And I was standing out on the front porch of the Christmas house, which overlooked, it was on a hill overlooking the entire town of Kimmswick. And it was an October beautiful day. It was the end of their apple butter festival. And the sights and the smells were absolutely wonderful. It was just one of those perfect days. We've all been there once or twice, you know. And I just remember I had about 10 more minutes to fulfill my time on their porch. And I decided I was just going to let my hammers go where they wanted to. And I just started playing. And after about 20 minutes, yes, that was 10 minutes more than I needed, out of it was starting to form a little waltz. And I now call it Front Porch Waltz. Thank you all. So far I've been singing all these lovely songs about hard times, and death and dying, longing. My wife says, let's find something happy. So I thought, okay, how about a love song? So I decided I'd go to the internet and see if I could find some really good love songs to sing. So I started looking up titles. These are real song titles from real writers in Nashville. How can I miss you when you won't go away? If the phone doesn't ring, you'll know it's me. When you leave, walk out backwards so I'll think you're walking in. Love songs, real titles, okay? It gets better. If I'd have shot you when I wanted to, I'd be out by now. Ooh, yeah, groaners. I like groaners. Go ahead and groan, okay? This is one of my favorites. If you won't leave me alone, I'll find someone who will. Gentlemen, raise your hand if that's you. Love songs, yeah, okay. I'm so miserable without you, it's like having you here. The ladies laugh at that one. Okay, I get the men laugh on the other one. And then this one's my favorite. Take me out to the cornfield, honey, and kiss me between the ears. All right, so here I go. This is a love song, and I don't usually do love songs, so hopefully I won't blow this. Here we go. You ask me if I love you, and if my love is true. Well, if I was a rich man, I'd prove my love to you. I'd buy you a diamond ring, a new fur coat or two. And if my nose was running money, I'd blow it all on you. If my nose was running money, I'd blow it all on you. I'd buy you a Cadillac, a new Mercedes too. I'd build you that mansion up on that mountain top. And if my nose was running money, but honey, it's not. If my nose was running money, we'd have anything we please. Anytime we needed cash, all I'd have to do is sneeze. Honey, you'd win the lottery when I had the cold or flu. And if my nose was running money, I'd blow it all on you. It's a booger of a problem that I've got. I wish my nose was running money, but it's not. I'd buy you a Cadillac, a new Mercedes too. And if my nose was running money, but honey, it's not. If my nose was running money, we'd eat out all the time. Fanciest restaurants in town is where we'd go to dine. We'd blow my nose to pay the check, and right before we leave, I'd give that waitress a great big tip, what I wipe upon my sleeve. It's a booger of a problem that I've got. Sing along. Wish my nose was running money, but it's not. I'd buy you a Cadillac, a new Mercedes too. And if my nose was running money, but honey, it's not. And if my nose was running money, but honey, it's not. Was that reluctant applause? Are you all really that picky? And I didn't blow it, did I? I like to get these. Well, I've had a good time here today, and I hope you've all had a great time here today. Just about been here for an hour, and it's time to wrap things up a little bit. You've been a great audience. Thanks for singing along with me and for laughing at all my corny jokes and everything else. This is traditionally a bluegrass tune. It's one that Johnny Cash made famous. And the bluegrassers stole part of the song is what they did. They took the instrumental interlude out of the song and turned it into a standalone show-off kind of thing. I think some of you will recognize it. It's called Orange Blossom Special. And I hope to see some of you again somewhere down that road. So here we go. Hey, look yonder coming down that railroad track. Hey, look yonder coming down that railroad track. It's that orange blossom special, bringing my baby back. Well, I'm going down to Florida, get some sand in my shoes, or maybe California, get some sand in my shoes. I'll ride that orange blossom special, lose those Michigan blues. About a rambling, she's the fastest train on the line. They talk about a rambling, she's the fastest train on the line. It's that orange blossom special, rolling down that eastern line. Thank you, everybody. Hey. Well, thank you, thank you. How about a couple of standard old fiddle tunes? First one called Ragtime Annie, and then head right into one that's one of the favorites in the Dulcimer world called Whiskey Before Breakfast. So it's sure been fun playing here. It's been a pleasure being at Bob's Barn. It's my first time ever here. It's just an honor to be here, and it's an honor to see some of you for the first time and get to meet you all. Thank you all very much. You've been a lot of fun and such gracious company out there. Love your singing on the stuff. So thank you so much. So here we go. A little bit of Ragtime Annie. Thank you.
How about that, folks? How about that for a concert? You know, I just want to quickly mention Mr. Thum is, again, from St. Louis, as he indicated earlier. You know, he's not only a fine musician, but he's also a good builder, and he also is a superb teacher. So when the concert's done, and before they start to jam, please, if you've not been here before or ever met Rick or seen a concert of his, be sure to talk to him about his
play the Dulcimer a little bit.
His CDs Carol has back here, and be sure to talk to him because, you know, he's interested in broadening the horizon on Dulcimer music. And so with that said, I hope you enjoyed the concert. Good job, Rick.
Thank you, Sid.
Good job. One final thought, keep Bob and Linda in your prayers and thoughts because, again, she's at the hospital today getting tests, and hopefully the doctor will guide their hands and her heart and overseeing whatever the problem is and rectify it quickly for her. So thank you. Stay for the jam now.